Well, the landfall process of very severe cyclonic storm Yaas, which commenced at around 9 a.m. on the coast of Odisha, is now complete. As per the Indian Met Department, the cyclone has crossed Balasore in Odisha with a speed of up to 100 kilometers per hour. The Odisha government has evacuated 3.54 lakh people in 7 districts of the state to safer locations. Bhubaneswar, Rourkela and Jharsuguda Airport in Odisha will remain closed. In Bengal, East Mednipur and South 24 Parganas district will be the most affected. The storm is expected to pass through these two districts at a speed of 90 to 120 kilometers per hour. DG of the NDRF, SN Pradhan, is now joining us. Thank you for your time here, sir. I want to begin by asking you, you clearly have your task cut out. Do give us an idea about the kind of preparation work that has been done by the NDRF. To begin with, let's talk about Odisha. How many people have you managed to evacuate so far, and what is the situation like right now?
Well, the good thing is that the cyclone system, the overall cyclonic system from the eye to the tail has crossed over onto land. And it is now crossing Balasore and going inland into Mayurbhanj and probably into Jharkhand. Towards evening, it will enter Jharkhand. Having said that, I think extraordinary precautionary measures were taken in collaboration with the state governments, and the evacuation figures are very, very good. In Odisha, it is actually almost 6 lakhs. In West Bengal, it is more than 8 lakhs. These are figures reported authoritatively by the state governments themselves, so I'm quoting from them. And these figures are very, very satisfying, because this is as per the strategy chalked out by the central government in consultation with state governments. The Prime Minister, the Home Minister, the Cabinet Secretary have insisted that this time we should not take any chances. We have to learn from the previous experiences of the cyclones, including now, and we must not take any chances. So this time, extra and extraordinary precautions were taken, and probably that is the result of, so far, authoritatively, there are no reports of deaths or casualties so far. Of course, these things pan out only after a few hours, and the figures start trickling. But I must also say that probably one good thing, a silver lining, is that this is, in comparison to Taute, was a weaker cyclone, although it was building up almost towards the Taute strength, but ultimately it turned out to be a weaker cyclone and not in the category of Taute at all. Okay. So I think the resultant damage to life and property should be commensurately less, if not almost.
But the expectation is that Odisha is going to be worst hit in terms of the damage?
Well, the landfall was in Odisha, so obviously the epicenter as well as the impact of the cyclone will be more in the Odisha coast, which is almost Balasore and south of Balasore. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see after some time exactly what has been the damage to life and property. But because it was a wide system, there has also been some storm surge and water inundation into the villages of the coastal districts of Bengal. Of course, that has been more in the coastal districts of Odisha. Trees have fallen, some telephone lines and electric poles are uprooted, as per the reports that I'm getting from my ground teams. But as we speak, all the ground teams are out in the field. They are starting to work. The roads have been cleared. The electric poles are being cleared off and re-established. Telephone lines are being also re-established. So all in all, I think the situation is not as bad as we had expected. So I think it is, in comparison with Taute, a weaker system, and that is thankfully so, because that has probably spared a lot of trouble for people, both of the Odisha state and the state of West Bengal. But of course, it is still not over. It is going into Jharkhand, and we'll have to wait and see how it pans out ultimately.
And so as it moves, it becomes weaker, so the impact is going to be lesser as the cyclone progresses. Is that something expected?
Yeah, once the cyclone system enters the land and gets over land, the system weakens naturally. That is the natural phenomena, that the system starts weakening, the wind speed starts weakening. So the wind speed should be in the region of less than 100, certainly well below 100 when they enter Jharkhand after a few hours. But the rains are continuing, and there is some also waterlogging, on which the NDRF teams and other teams are also working. And hopefully we should be able to salvage the situation before long.
And the impact of this is going to be felt in Jharkhand as well. And what about the northeastern parts of the country? If you could tell us a little more about that, vis-a-vis the kind of expected impact and also the preparations made.
Well, I don't think, as per the IMD, they are also very clear that there'll probably be no or minimal impact in the northeast, maybe some clouds formation and some drizzle and rain. But that is all. The impact would be limited to the Jharkhand state or some rains in Bihar. But that will be about all. So I think overall the system has passed on onto land, and it will gradually weaken and become very weak by the time it is evening.
All right. Thank you, Mr. SN Pradhan, the DG of the NDRF, for speaking to India Today about the possible trajectory of the cyclone that has been predicted also by the Met Department and the kind of preparations that are being undertaken.